Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Handicap. We've had the Chuck and Trailer on every night this week during the World Cup, but tonight we're back at it with the main flagship show of them all. So welcome everyone for this one, and I brought out the big guns in the form of Pierre Kilian, Brendan Wessels, Heinrich Swart, and the Oracle himself. Guys, just quickly to introduce you all to everyone. I'd someone give you your chance to state your claim first up. Brendan, how's it, man? And how's the World Cup treating you?
Yeah, as I said, not too well. I think the bookies were clever with those big handicaps up front. And then obviously, everyone went on the plus on the last couple of games and then got burned. So, but we'll live to fight another day. It's been up and down. I think Japan cost me, and like I said, I thought Fiji would be a bit better against Uruguay, but that wasn't to be. So it's one of those things. The bigger games are coming up.
Cheers, Brendan, and nice having you here on the debut. Pierre, welcome back. How are you doing, and how's the World Cup treating you?
No, it's been good. I went to Japan last weekend for the weekend to watch the match. Haven't had a bet yet. It's good because I've been writing them down on paper. I've been losing more than winning, but from this weekend I will start punting.
Heinrich, I know for you and me, if we were at the game, there's definitely just no ways we wouldn't have had a bet on it. How are you doing, and how's the World Cup treating you, man?
Hi, I'm sorry for coming in late. I struggled a bit with my connection. I like to get involved. It's not always a good thing, but the World Cup, it started off a bit tough, but this weekend has been a bit better. So I'm still definitely still down for the World Cup. But today the England game, at the end there was a big swing for me. So at least the last 3 days I took a bit back from the bookies, but still down. But I like a few on the weekend.
Cool, man. I'm sure we can't wait to get stuck in that and find some good bets. Oracle, obviously we've had a heck of a lot of chat, so everyone knows the kind of run we both on. How are you doing, and how's the World Cup? Or maybe put it into words, how badly the World Cup's been treating you thus far?
How's it, Heinrich, Brendan, Pierre? How's it, everybody? Thanks for joining us. Yeah, look, Hein, you're 100% right. This is it's been a shocker for me. We're 12 games in. I've got 4 right and 8 wrong, and the 4 right basically accumulated to about just over a unit. So I'm down about 4.2 units so far. So the 4 right actually did almost 0 dent into my profits. I have to say, well done, Heinrich. You called that plus 38 100% right. Yes, it was a bit of a lucky try at the end of the game, but as you said, it made a big difference to your game in total. I was a loser today. I went for a bit of value. I went USA plus 26.5. I cannot believe I got involved in those dodgy Canadians. In fact, I was boasting today how I was backing the North American plus today, the double, and both of them failed to show up. It's been a horrible World Cup for me. So, yeah, I'm down sort of 4.2 units at the moment. It's no good. Lots of games to go, as Pierre and Brendan said earlier. World Cup's a long way. It's a long race. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So, as I said last night, don't get too excited or too depressed that you're down. There's a long way to go. Lots of value to come. We just got to find it. And I'm not 100% sure the bookmakers are winning at the moment. I've got to tell you, I've been in this industry a long time. The results I've seen so far look like mug results. That means the punters are winning and the bookies are losing, or they're about, or at worst, are probably breaking even. I don't think there's any bookmakers shouting or jumping up and down right now. If the pros are losing, I promise you the bookmakers are losing as well. So hang in there. It will turn. Don't worry about it.
Pierre and Brendan, before the World Cup got underway, we all stated a few of our favorite picks, long term and outright. So if you guys don't mind, I just want to touch on a few of them and maybe ask you guys how you see them standing after week 1. Obviously, we know there's still a lot of time left, but maybe I'll start Heinrich off here. The total points, do you know what the average is at this stage, Heinrich? And are you still feeling confident that most of the games are coming in unders at this stage?
Sorry, I muted myself. Sorry. I took yesterday, and we were still under the average. Not as much as I would have hoped. And there's a few games coming up that might go over. It's, the New Zealand-Canada one, particularly. Those Canadians, they didn't look defensively very organised. So yeah, we're still under, but I know Brent alluded to this last week, I think, as well. When the playoffs come, we'll be all right. I think the playoffs will be very low scoring. So if there's a few overs games, I won't be too worried about that. There will be enough unders games where Ireland are involved and Wales are involved. There'll always be unders games. The defense is very good, especially Wales. They conceded the least amount of tries in the Six Nations. Yeah, and England, they only conceded their first try in 2 games today, so the defense is good as well. So I'm still confident that it will come through. But yeah, there will be a few scares along the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, I must say, I'm a little bit concerned with three All Black games still to come, and yeah, not really a tough one inside there for them. So that's a little bit worrying. But I was also thinking the same thing. We just need to scrap our way to the knockout so that we can get to those tight ones. And then I'd skip straight to Oracle because the first thing I checked when I saw the Bok team was to see whether a certain Andre Pollard was even in the 23. I see he didn't make it. So, Gavin, just a word on that. You still confident about your top point scorer for the tournament, or do you reckon the collars are getting a little bit tight and a little bit warm?
Han, yeah, look, I just want to mention something before I answer that question with regards to what Henrik just said. Henrik's 100% right. Once it gets to the playoff tier, the unders are almost certainties. I think they're averaging in the 40s. I don't have the exact, certainly in the 40s. It's not got anywhere near the 50s that people were expecting before the game. And yeah, bar a couple of New Zealand and South African games, you could expect this unders to arrive comfortably. More importantly, as a previous trader, we used to work off charts. If you really wanted to, you could probably bar the points right now and sell them at the start of the quarterfinals. If you really wanted to, you probably show a small profit. Unless you just stick with the bet that you got or die with it, as I always say. No need to panic if you're on the unders. There's been enough games so far to suggest that this is going to battle to get over the 50 line, never mind the 52 that the average was at the start, or 51.7 or whatever the fixed odds number was. With regards to your question about Handré Pollard, I was a little bit, I was going to say, not quite depressed, but a little concerned, I suppose, when I found that he wasn't playing against the England player, the USA today, and I was on the field for a bit of time, but they did give all the kicks to Ford, and so the English guy got absolutely zero today, so there's no dent to the Handré Pollard total. But the most important thing for me, the guys that would have watched the New Zealand-South African game, if you are on the Handré Pollard bet, you would have been quite excited to see that Mo'unga and Barrett shared the points. Mo'unga obviously scored a try. He got his, I think it was 13, and Barrett got 6 or 7. I'm not 100% sure. New Zealand have got 2 kickers, so don't worry about that. If you're on Handré Pollard, no need to worry about it. He'll come through on Italy and Canada, and he'll certainly play most of the quarterfinals all the way to the final. He'll be playing against Mo'unga and Barrett in the final, and he'll pip them at the post and win the bet. So yeah, I'm not worried about my long-term bet. My other 2 long-term bets with South Africa to win the tournament, I'm still quite confident with that. I'm not overly confident, but I'm quite confident, and I certainly do believe that nobody will beat either South Africa. We'll see a New Zealand-South Africa final, and I've got a lot of money coming if that arrives. So those are my 3 long-term plays, and I'll stick with them, and I'm happy with it.
Pierre and Brendan, one of the other plays was Henrik's strong one of Japan beating Scotland there. Pierre, I'll start you off. How do you see that one? You think Japan have a decent chance in a couple of weeks' time to beat that Scotland team?
I think I'm going to disappoint. I'm going to say no. I don't think so. I think this weekend will be Ireland will put one fairly squarely over Japan, and I think Scotland has got their World Cup call now. going to drop out hard against New Zealand in the quarterfinal. But I think they will come out and probably in that second half pull away from Japan in the last group game.
Brendan?
Yeah, before the World Cup started, I was so upbeat about Japan. And then the first game arrived, and look, it was obviously a combination of nerves, not ever having been on that sort of level before, big crowd. But to me, it seems as if they changed their game plan completely. They went from a complete running game to almost robotically kicking the ball away at every chance. So it depends what team rocks up against Scotland. Scotland were poor against Ireland, but Ireland, man, they really just rocked them with their big forwards and gave them no chance the entire game. I think it'll be tight. I would probably say Scotland's edge it, but man, in front of a home crowd, it's going to be really tight. I would still give Japan a sniff, but I would like to see Japan against Ireland this weekend. Man, they let me down so badly against Russia. They just seemed so overawed by the occasion. They just didn't seem at the races. Demura had a shocker. I'd still give them the chance. Scotland had 2 bad injuries. Ali Price gone. Hamish Watson gone. So that's 2 big players gone. I would say Scotland to put it in the end, but it's going to be tight.
Okay, cool. I won't ask Hendrik on this one. I'm sure he's still relatively confident, but hoping for the best. And then just to cover both our bets in Korobeti, obviously I was watching the result of the sighting commission because I was pretty excited to see Hodge being dumped out there for 3 weeks. So that's brilliant news for our bets. I must say there we're not looking too bad. We obviously don't want to get overly excited beforehand, but I think that's decent. And then we need Sivo Rees to start scoring there for me. He has been he was quiet in the first game, but obviously it was the toughest game of the lot. So hopefully he gets plenty of game time. So that's pretty much the long terms that I can think of at this stage. Let's get straight into the box. Henrik, the points line opened at 58. You thought it was going to move a lot. You said jump on it. I see it hasn't moved much, or you can still get a 58 there. Are you, the handicap, not a points line. Are you still confident on that bet? And are you surprised that the second string Bok team hasn't come in a bit?
Yes, I'm still confident on it. I took plus 59.5 at Bet Exchange at 17-20. And I'm surprised that it hasn't come in. I expected it on Team News to come in at least 5 points. There's a lot of untried combinations in the Bok team. The Bucks should win comfortably, but I don't see them winning by 60 plus. I'm very, very confident on a plus 59.5 here, and I think Namibia will be competitive in the first half as well. I took plus 25.5 at even money as well. I should have shopped around a bit more. I saw plus 27.5 half-time handicap after I took my bet. But on the full-time handicap, I'm very confident in Namibia. I think with the untried combinations, with Steyn and they haven't really played together. Yankees haven't really played together. And Schalk Brits at 8-man. There's so much untried combinations. And I think the plus is the right way to go here. Namibia should be up for it. We're the neighbours. They will obviously want to put one over us, and that won't happen, but they will be really up for this game. So I think the plus is definitely the way to go here. I would love to hear from somebody who says the minus is the way to go here and give us some good reasons why we should go in the minus here.
Well, it sounded like Gary was quite confident on the previous show that it should be much more than 60 odd. Brendan, your thoughts with 58? Is that where you're going, or are you starting to think something else, not too confident?
I think I'm going to stay out of it. I see Namibia's made 10 changes, I think, to their team. They've brought in a lot of guys. I don't know I don't know if it strengthens their team or weakens it. I can only think it weakens it, because I think they would have obviously targeted Italy as probably a better game to play their bigger guys against. And like Henrik says, the Boks are playing. I mean, they're playing Schalk Brits at 8s and a lot of untried combinations. I can see be a lot more than 60. But it's at quiet 15 minutes that'll kill your bets. That's a problem. That 10, 15 minutes where there's no score, there's heat and humidity. 60 is a lot, but I'd rather stay clear of it. If I had to be pushed for a bet, I'll go minus 60. purely because you've got pretty much a professional team versus guys that aren't, they are professional, but they're not to that level. I can see it being more than 60, but this is a no bet for me. If push, I go minus 60, but yeah.
Pierre, the weaker Bok team or untested combinations or a weaker Namibian team, which way are you going on this one? Yeah.
So my gut tells me South Africa might play the England way. Did England play today? So England kept it tight for about 20, 30 minutes. I think England's first 3 tries were all off mauls. And I think if South Africa do that with their tight 5 and obviously the bench to come, South Africa might easily score 4 converted tries, 5 converted tries in the first half. And all of a sudden you're more than halfway to 58. Namibia might nick 1 or 2. So I think I will just go perhaps over on tries, as you might get quite a few tries in the corners and these sort of things. So South Africa over on tries is going to be my real first play of the tournament.
Cool, thanks so much, Pierre. Gavin, on to you for this one. What are your thoughts? Are you in the Bok corner or are you in the other Africans corner?
Yeah, Henrik's waiting for somebody to give him a reason why he should take a minus. For me, it's minus or no bet here. I wouldn't be touching this Namibian plus. All sorts of changes. Sorry, I think it was Brendan that suggested they may be targeting the Italy game. I got to tell you, Brendan, you're 100% wrong. They're targeting the Canadian game. They'll beat Canada. They'll probably beat them by double digits. They watched the game this morning. They know what it's all about. They will absolutely smash this Canadian team. That's the game they're looking for. My son even came to me today and said, Namibia are playing Canada. I said, yes, Dylan, they're going to beat Canada. He said, they're going to win their first game. I said, 100%. I promise you, Namibia don't care about the game against South Africa. They don't care if they lose 120-0. And I remember Henrik and I having a conversation about the total point, the highest scoring games. I know there was a spread bet top up 100 top ups, 112, I think it was, to 115 or whatever it was. I've got to believe that that's probably in danger with regards to South Africa. I don't think 60 is a problem. I think it's more about 75 or 80. I think South Africa will beat this team comfortably. This is absolute rubbish, this Namibian team. I don't know how they scored 22 points against Italy. It is a minus for me. I'm not going to go berserk. It's not a 5-unit play, but I'm certainly going to enjoy the game. I'm going to have at least 2 units on it, and I'm going to enjoy it. I don't care that Handré Pollard's not playing after Owen Farrell didn't play earlier. Alton Gianties can get his 40 points. I don't care. Pollard will still beat him at the end of the tournament. It's not a problem. Namibia are rubbish, and they'll be absolutely dealt with here. They don't care about this game. They're targeting the Canadian game, possibly a bit of Italy, but I think the game they are targeting is the Canadian one. If I were you, I wouldn't touch this plus. I would either have a minus play or I wouldn't have a bet, as Brendan said, 100%.
I'll tell you what. Sorry, Brendan, go.
I just want to ask, when did South Africa score? I just want to know, when is the last time they scored 60 odd points? I know it's against Namibia. I hear you, but we're not a team to put. We're not a New Zealand versus Tonga. And I'm saying we never put these oaks away. That's my concern.
I hear you on that one. So the only one I've got a little bit on the plus there, but I'm no indicator at this stage. So the only thing I'm going for, I've got a fantastic one. I just can't see it not winning. Schalk Brits to score a try. He's gonna love number 8. He's gonna be all over the place. Schalk Brits is gonna get in there. 13-10 with Bet Olymp. I'm getting on there. This is gonna turn the tide. And then the other guy, if you can get a market on Bongi and Banami to score 2 or more, he's going to get right in the boot. I've got him at first try scorer at 10-1, but obviously it's not necessarily that he's going to score the first try. But Bongi and Banami to me and Schalk Brits, they've got tries all over them. And I've got Nkosi in my fantasy team, so I wouldn't mind him either. So some tries are going to be good, but I'm thinking Schalk Brits. Anything else on any exotics or points or anything, Henrik?
Yeah, not exotics. I think you're onto a good thing maybe with Schalk. You like your hookers, eh? And even if they don't play it, start at hooker, you're sure you'll play 80 minutes because you'll move to hooker later in the game. I think it's a good bet, and if you get more than even money, that's some good value. Yeah, I'm just want to say again, I hear what the other guys are saying, but the untried combinations here for me is a big plus for the plus. So yeah, I'm confident on the plus here.
Annika, I should have started the show off by saying it's definitely a hooker friendly Saturday for me. You'll see I've got them all lined up. Brendan, Pierre, anything else on the game? Any points? Any scorers? Anything like that?
No, I like the start bets. I think they definitely he's paid his tribute to SA Rugby, and I think going to reward him with a couple of tries against Namibia. I think that's a good bet.
Cheers, definitely.
Yeah,
Okay, then
I agree.
Okay, cool. Pierre, then on to Argentina and Tonga. Yeah, probably a little bit of a tough one there. Argentina's going to have a sting in their tail after losing, and we could see from the team selection they're not taking any chances here. Obviously, they've seen the whole Fiji fiasco, and they're going to try and make sure that doesn't happen to them. Pierre, let's get Gavin involved. Yeah, Gavin, start us off. What do you think? The handicap's 28.5. Where are you going for this one?
Han, it's probably about right. I think the modus operandi for the Argentinians here is to get their 4-try bonus point, win the game. Personally, this particular game I'll probably stay away from at a handicap round about 30s, 100% right. It's just as easy for Argentina to win this game by 50 as it is for them to win it by 20 after scoring 4 tries. What I am pretty confident about, in fact, I'm 99.9% sure Argentina will score their first 4 tries, and they'll probably take the foot off the pedal. They won't lose the game. And depending on how bad Tonga are, they might be targeting the USA game for a particular win. In fact, they may even win that game against USA. They were so poor today. I just think that Argentina, obviously their focus is on England. They want to get the maximum they can out of this match, and they're going to get the maximum they can out of the USA game, and they're going to go full throttle at England. It's the only way through to the quarterfinals. I know that I've gone against them to get into the quarterfinals. I'm on the other foot. I believe they will get through. Obviously, it's going to be very difficult for them now. Obviously, they've lost to France. I'm obviously hoping on a little bit of French flair that beats the English, and possibly even Argentina beating England. So for me, this Tonga game, I think Argentina will get their 4 tries, and that's it. So I won't get too involved in this. I may have a bet at game time, but right now the hand is well set. It's on that sort of 4-try line, and I won't get too involved in it.
Pierre, on to you on this one. Argentina, they've gone pretty much the same pack there. It's just Montoya who comes in at hooker, but obviously we all know that they rotate in Super Rugby and every time, so every other weekend. So there's nothing to worry about there. A little bit of a shake-up in the back line, but still pretty much the stock standard you'd expect, except for Sanchez, who's been replaced at fly-off. So, I mean, this is a strong Argentinian team. Your thoughts here?
Yeah, no, I also agree. I think if you look at Tonga's first game, they weren't overly good. England was quite bad in that game. So I don't think you should read too much into Tonga performance. Also, Pacific Nations Cup and earlier this year, Tonga hasn't really featured like in previous years. So I would also go look at Argentina. I think your handicap would be safe, but keep an eye on a try bet, maybe something like over 5.5, over 6.5. I think that could be a good play. And also then perhaps one of your favorite hookers might score, but they rotate them quite quickly. So maybe the hooker is not the best value. Maybe the Pablo Montero bet is the way to go.
Brendan, your thoughts there? Tonga also, they've also got pretty much the same pack of forwards. I think there's just a change at hooker, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then in the back line, they've got quite a few changes, but they're still a decent pack of forwards, and that Ben Tameafuna or something like that, he's one heck of a monster of a man. So I don't think Argentina are really going to just push them all over the place.
Yeah, I think that for that first 10, Ben holds them. Yes, he's a mountain. I think it's 130 clicks. but he doesn't really run between plays, sort of only scrums it. So now I've got 3 plays. I won't take a -28, so I'll try and take -25, -26 at sort of 5 to 10, just for a bit more security. I really thought Tonga were poor, England were worse against them. As I said, they're missing Kurt Marath. There's a Flav, the first choice Flav. I don't know the backup how good he is. Tuitavaki is essentially he's gone. I really think Argentina will want to put them. I think the Argies will want to build up momentum going towards England. I don't think they're going to pull the foot off the gas too much. I was super impressed with them in the second half against England. Thought they really came back well to fight back. They actually should have won it with some dodgy decision making, where the French player was 8 miles offside. So I think my one bet's going to be -26 Argies. Montoya to score anytime try scorer. Then a little bit of a ringer is anytime yellow card. Mixed South Americans and Pacific Islanders, and it's going to be oil and water. Those kids don't like each other. It's going to be it's going to be interesting. People hitting each other and things like that. So I really like the Argies to put them away. I think the Argies do such a good performance. They play, South Africa, New Zealand, Australia so often. Not often they get a chance to play a sort of a weaker team.
Yeah, Masa, I actually did it in my preview as well. South Americans or the Latins against the Polynesians. I think things could get really, really spicy. And as I said, I believe Argentina probably got a little bit of a B up their bonnet after that close loss and penalty that might have been or might not have been. So I think they're going to really be in your face on this one. And obviously we can expect the Tongans aren't going to take a step back. Henrik, your plays for this one?
I got onto Tonga plus 3.5 early in the week, and I still like the current plus as well. Plus, I think plus 27, plus 28.5. I just can't have the Argentina team at the moment. Ever since the Rugby Championship, they've been really poor after Super Rugby, and I think they will get the bonus point and be happy with that. Like Gavin said, I got onto them early before the tournament started to be eliminated in the pool phases, and there's no chance they're going to beat England, and there's no chance France is going to beat England. I know Gavin said he's hoping for one of those, but there's absolutely no chance England will lose in the in the pool stages. They won't even lose in the playoff stages anyway. But so I'm on a plus here, and I think even with the changes to Tonga, the underdogs have been competitive, and I like the plus here. I don't think Argentina are the kind of team that puts a team away. Just like Brendan asked when last time was the box put on the team. The Argentina, they're not the kind of side for me to put a team away. So I like the plus here.
Okay, obviously, you know what my favorite play is Julian Montoya, first try scorer, a cracking 27-2. Get on there. They're going to kick this one to the corner. They're going to maul over. My hooker's going to make me happy. Then another little extra play is Argentina to lead by 1-8 at halftime. I think Tonga will keep them close in the first half and then pull away in the second. And then Argentina to win by 13 plus, and I can get that at 9-2. Just a little bit of extra value and to have an interest in the game and to try and stay away from that handicap, which to me is well set. Gavin, did I ask you about this game? I can't even remember anymore. Did I? Okay, then on to...
I got to tell you, I think you're crazy with your 1-8. Sorry.
I'm crazy.
I think they'll beat the 1-8. I think they'll score in the. I think they'll win the first half in the double digits. I think they'll go for that 4 try bonus point. Sorry, quite early on. Henrik's 100% right. I do hope that Argentina will beat England and France will beat England. I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility, though. They certainly can. But yes, it's a bit more hope than practicality. So yeah, Henrik's on a good bet. If you've taken Argentina to miss, you're probably on a good wicket right now. I would cover if I were you, because I think they do have a chance. They don't have zero chance.
No chance.
Henrik doesn't cover. Come on, that's one thing we know by now. Listen, Brendan, on to your favorite team, Japan. They're facing the rampaging Irish. What do you see on that one? The cap is 19.5 that I saw. I have a feeling you're not going to be in Japan's camp.
No. It's maybe 19's a bit high, but I just think looking at the team that Ireland has put on the park, they're not stuffing around. They basically have Japan left, and then I think they play Samoa, and I can't remember else in their group, but they've got 2 lackadaisical games. I think they want to put Japan away and then get the job done. I can't see that Japan pack against Tad Furlong, Ken Healy, Ian Henderson, even in the backline. Farrell is a monster. When he came on against Scotland, man alive, he was just eating the Scots. I actually just see it's such a different game plan. Well, as I said, I don't know what Japan are going to play. If they're going to play the normal running game, it might be a nice sort of contrary to what Ireland are going to keep it close. But if Ireland keep it close, as Gavin says, race over, pay the punters, granny's pension, cash it out, whatever. They're not going to look. I mean, I see they're resting Sexton. Carty is not bad, but he's no Sexton. But I with that Irish pack, it's a first team Irish pack against Japan. I can't see it. I think it's going to be easy -16, -17. Yeah, if pushed in the corner, I go -19. I think, and I don't think this is I don't think this is the game that Japan are actually targeting in any case. So I think if they lose it, it's not going to be the end of the world. But I actually think Irish actually just do maul them off the park. -19.5, that's the bet.
Yeah, it's the Russians or the other team in that group. So as you said, Ireland are going to cruise those games. They know that this is the only other serious threat. So they're not going to be taking it lightly. As you said to me, the problem is there that Irish pack is monstrous and they're clinical. And usually the big thing about Ireland that is good is they don't play around with theatrics at the back. They get the job done up front first. And I think they'll know against Japan that's exactly the right strategy. So me and Gavin have talked about this a lot. I think that the styles, opposing styles is just not going to suit Japan. Yeah. Trying to play their fast game. That's the only option they have there. But I think Ireland won't fall into the trap, and they're going to keep it tight. And it could become quite a long day for Japan. Yeah, were you heading for this one?
Yeah, no. Also solidly in the Ireland corner. I heard earlier today Michael Leach is not starting, so I think he's playing off the bench. So that sort of shows me where Japan's focus is. They are truly looking at that Scotland game and targeting that one as their game to get out of this group. And with that, for me, I think you can go Ireland on the halftime cap on the minus, full-time cap on the minus. And if you were sort of a bit more conservative, I would even say take unders on Japan points. Points don't come easy against this Irish team. And I think Japan might start around 19, 20 points. Maybe, yeah, if it's 19, 20, I would be definitely under on Japan points.
Yeah, that's a superb point there, Pierre. I must say that is there's a lot of merit there. Gavin, what's your thoughts here on this one? Are you also thinking? Usually, you're not big on the minuses. You usually give the guys a chance, but Ireland are a tough team. They don't take any prisoners. What are you expecting from this one?
Yeah, I told everybody to stay away from Japan versus Scotland before I saw Scotland play. I got to tell you, I'm retracting that. That's big R, big E, big C, big T, big R, and the rest, all big capital letters with a couple of exclamations at the end. I would stay away from the Japan-Scotland game at this point. Don't get involved. I know the handicap was in the low single digits. With regards to this game, I do think Ireland will beat the minus here simply, and this is just simply because I don't believe Japan care about this game. They're targeting the Samoan game, they're targeting the Scotland game, obviously, but they do also have to beat Samoa. So they're looking at the Samoan game and they're thinking, well, we've beaten them a lot of times in recent history. We've got to put a lot of men into that. So it's not going to be a gimme for them. They've got to beat Samoa. And once they've beaten Samoa, then they can get involved in having a go at Scotland. So Yeah, it is Samoa. That's right. No, it's Scotland. Am I wrong? Sorry, I've forgotten now, actually. But anyway, I think that Japan have got to not so worried about this Ireland game. I think they're more worried about the Scotland game, and that's it. I think the minuses are running here, but I'm not getting too involved.
The only thing I would say going on what Pierre said earlier is that I actually think the move of Leach to the bench is not a bad one. It's good for them to have some leadership later on, and I think the Lucia now is a bit more dynamic. And obviously there's going to be Almanaki, Mahafi is going to be back. That's going to be huge. That Grun's like he just keeps going. He's a tank. So that's going to be nice seeing him in action. Henrik, your thoughts on this one?
And I'm not confident here. Ireland, they were really impressive against Scotland, and their defense is very good. So it's tough taking them on, but I have slight preference for a plus here for Japan, just because they're at home, and I like the way they played. They were very poor against the Russians, but I think that was a lot of nerves and the expectation and the first game and everything that, and I think they will be better after that game. I'm expecting a bit of bounce back from them. And Ireland, yeah, they're not taking this game lightly. They've picked a great team, and like I said, the defense is great. So slight preference on the plus, but I think the way to go is the unders on total points. I think with Ireland, the defense is so good, and I expect Japan to have a bit of possession. So I think I haven't seen any points lines here, but anything in the 50s, I would be confident of going unders on this game on total points.
Thanks, Henrik. I must say I'm also a little bit undecided on this one, and Sexton and Aki obviously not playing for Ireland is a little bit of a concern. So I've got nothing firm on the handicap, and that leaves me with my one special bet Olymp play, which is going to none other than Rory Best, first try scorer, 21-1. Come on, get one more for old time's sake. Listen, guys, if there's anything else, Brendan, anything in the Pro 14?
Yeah, I had a quick scan. Look, it's always a bit dodgy the first round, but I think the Cheetahs must be the way to go. Yeah, you know, they've got a whole sort of season of Currie Cup under their belt. They're going to be nice and physically tuned. Look, I mean, the Glasgow side it's weak, but they've still got about 9 internationals on the side. I mean, Hugh Jones, Nick Grigg. They got a good couple of decent players. I don't think the Cheetahs are going to run over them. I'd be disappointed if the Cheetahs don't. I think it's now 6-10, but I'd take it on the handicap. It'd probably be -2.5. So I'd probably take -2.5 Cheetahs. I'd be disappointed if they didn't cover that. I like the Cheetahs there. And the Cheetahs then Connacht to beat Scarlets in Wales. Scarlets will be missing a couple of players. Connacht won't be that affected. I watched them in a couple of warm-up games. I was quite impressed with Connacht against Russia. And they're about 13-14 against Scarlets. And the last World Cup, 2015, Connacht won the Pro 14 when all the other players was away. So maybe it's a good omen to take them on early in the season. So that's the bets, and I'd like to believe the Kings. I've got a soft spot for them. You know, shame they're the perennial Oaks getting kicked in the teeth, and the Oaks are hating them, and no funding and no money, and they have to, walk behind the bus to the games, etc. But I like to see them beat Cardiff Blues on Saturday.
I must say I've heard quite a lot of people be quite confident in the Cheetahs. And I must say if they can't do something now without those other guys for the internationals, then they've got some serious trouble. But it's also a little bit of a new Cheetahs team and a new era. You know, they've lost a few players. There's no Ox around there. He's training with my boys in Durban, so it's going to be a bit of a. Is he playing?
Yeah, he's playing.
Then you're winning. Then you're winning. Then okay. Then it's the Sharks should pull him. They should pull him. He could get injured. Okay. Listen, Henrik. Anything in the Mitre 10 or anything else that stands out for you in the rest of the rugby this weekend?
With the World Cup I haven't had that much interest in the Mitre 10 Cup as I should. So I haven't had a look at the games. I think Tasman should be good on the minus tomorrow morning. Defensively, they're very good and they're playing at home, so they might be good on the minus. I haven't had a look at the other games, but yeah, I'm with Brendan on the Cheetahs here. I think There are great things on the minus. You should get -4 still. I was surprised when it came out as a choice game. So I got it on early, and I'm decently on the Cheetahs to win the game. I think they should win here by at least 2 converted tries. So I'm very confident in Cheetahs. For me, this is one of the better bests in a while. Even with the World Cup going, the Cheetahs team, it's a very nice team. With Ron Pino being the captain, they've got a strong bench as well in Bloemfontein with good weather. I think the altitude should play a role as well. And the Glasgow, on paper, Glasgow's team doesn't look too bad, but they have 16 players out in the World Cup, so it's not the best team, obviously. And the Cheetahs should look to capitalize on that. And with Avis Fourie being away for the first 3 weeks and Franco Smith still coaching them, you should have some continuity from the Currie Cup. So I like the Cheetahs strong, yeah.
Cool. Listen, guys, let's wrap it up with best bets for the weekend. Pierre, I'm gonna start. Oh, let's start Gavin. He's I'm sure he's got his best bet lined up there. Gavin, your best bet for the weekend?
I'm going to tell you that my best bet is the Pro 14 bet. I'm a little bit surprised that Hugh Jones isn't playing for Scotland, never mind Western Province. But I've got to tell you, if he's showing up in Bloemfontein this weekend and you're in the area, go and have a look. Cheetahs are going to win this game. They'll win it comfortably, probably around about the 30-point line. I wouldn't even be worried about single digits or little 6 to 10s to win the game. You might as well take the -12s or -15s or -20s if you can get hold of them at around about 4 or 5 to 1. This one's raced over. There's no result. I cannot believe this Cheetahs team isn't -15 at 9 to 10. The fact that they've, a couple of digits over is unbelievable. And I think the bookmakers think we're sleeping, that we're not going to get involved in it because the World Cup's on. There's no games tomorrow. That's their biggest to realize that. There's no games tomorrow, so you can't keep rugby punters like us out in the wilderness. I'm going to get involved in a Cheetahs game. My best bet of the weekend is the Cheetahs to win by -9, -10, -11, around about the 2 to 1, 22 to 10 line. And a little bit of -9, -20 or -21 at around about 4 or 5 to 1. I'm guessing that from a mathematical point of view. I haven't seen anything yet. I did see it earlier, and I'm expecting this to romp home comfortably. I don't expect the Glasgow, whatever they call it, to even get close in this match. With regards to the World Cup, if you're looking for a bit of a play here, I do like the minus South Africa, and I like the minus Ireland. That's it. Nothing else stares me in the face. It's going to be a bit of a quiet weekend until the sort of second to third round starts in the World Cup. I am down nearly 5 units, I think it's 4.3 units I'm down at the moment. I got 4 games right and 8 games wrong. The 4 games I got right were so small that they barely just over a unit. So, I'm well down on the World Cup. I've got a long way to go. And as Joe said, my wallet is a little bit thin, but it was payday yesterday. So,
well, there you go. If Oracle's math start to add up, then you got to listen. So there's a good one for you. It sounds like a result in. Pierre, your favorite play for the weekend?
Yeah, no, look, after I've listened to this Cheetahs one, I think that's good play. I won't take it I will take it, but I won't mention it now. For me, it will be Ireland on the halftime handicap until I see what total points is for Japan. Like as I said, if Japan is around 19, 20 points, unders is my best bet of the weekend.
Okay, I think if we get 19 or 20, that'll be big. That'll be very big. Brendan, your best player, and you can't take Joseph Dweba first try scorer because that's going to be my fourth hooker for the evening.
Listen, Hein, I just want to ask. I know it's a personal question, but geez, with all this hooker talk, but I hope your house is safe there, mate. But no, look, I think with the World Cup, it hasn't been kind to me. Like I said, I'm not super confident about Saturday, to be quite frank. As I said, Scotland, Ireland a little bit. My really max players this weekend is the Cheetahs. I think they're targeting Pro 14 this year. I'm really confident on them, like on the -2.5, where it'll be -2.5 against Glasgow. But my big bets this weekend, Sunday morning, Georgia versus Uruguay. I think it would have been a one-day turnaround for Uruguay because they would have been drinking for the last 2 days. And if you've ever drank with South Americans, you know. I've been drinking the Argentinians. These oaks don't drink like they make sailors look like nuns. They would have been drinking for the last 2 days. I don't think they actually know that they've got a game actually on Sunday. So I took Georgia minus 16.5. I really think Georgia are going up for it. They're going to want to play well. Uruguay have done what they need to do. So yeah, my big plays: Cheetahs minus 2.5, Georgia minus 16.5.
Cheers, thanks for that one, and that's a pretty good tip there to go for. I'm not sure whether we're going for the sailors or the nuns, but either way, Henrik, where are you going?
I like Brendan's confidence there. I've also lined that one up as a minus play. We're taking on Uruguay in some way or form. They've got to come down from the high. But yeah, my best play is also on the Cheetahs this weekend. I'll take the current minus. I'm very confident on the Cheetahs beating the minus handicap, and just for good measure on the World Cup, I like the Namibia on the plus against the box.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for your input. Personally, my favorite bet is taking those 4 best bets and having a punt myself. So that's where I'm going to go, and then obviously you're going to watch a hooker score a try for me. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll have another show. We won't have one tomorrow. Sorry?
Is Gavin not going to give his best bets? Oracle needs to give the Granny's pension fund, yeah.
Oracle gave the Granny's pension fund on the Cheetahs.
That's definitely Cheetahs minus. Absolutely. Get on bookmaker and tell him you can have 10% up front if he puts the result in. So if you're going to win 1,000, tell him to pay you 900 now. You keep 100 and not to worry about it. That one's race over. Put the result in and pay the punters.
Okay, guys, this show is also race over. We'll be back for a show on Saturday just after the Bok game, probably about 2:30. Myself and Oracle will be there, and we'll chat about the Sunday games. Thanks so much for joining us, and everyone have a good evening.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.
Yes.